Hello and welcome to episode 26 of the Vessel and Voice podcast. I'm your host, Kim Charlson. And in today's episode, we're continuing our theme on surrender and allowing the universe to work through us. But today we're discussing how we can begin to collaborate with undesirable energies and hold space for the things that we don't want so that way we can come to a point of surrender. Let's get into it. In our last episode, all about the process of letting go of control and surrender, I was left thinking, okay, I understand the process now, but what do we do about those undesirable energies? How do we get to the point where we can hold space for them and start to collaborate with them? Because there are certain energies that I feel like, yeah, my soul really wants me to work with that, but I'm kind of reluctant about it. How do I go through that process? So, in today's episode, Monty answers that question. And it's one of those things that Monty always seems to anticipate what we need because he has set down what episodes we're going to be recording in what order. And sure enough, this is the next episode after recording the last one where I just have more questions. And I'm so excited to get to share Monty's channeled guidance with you on this one. And what his basic culminating point is, it's a process of allowing yourself to prepare. And what that means to me is as we're working with undesirable energies, we have to be in that state of uncertainty of saying, okay, I'm not certain how this is going to work, but I can see this as an opportunity and getting into that state of preparedness. So let's go to Monty, where he talks more about how we can start to work with these undesirable energies and come to that point of being prepared for opportunities when they arise. In our previous episode, we spoke about how surrender requires that you prepare your vessel and are ready for the opportunities of different undesirable energies when they come to you. However, how do you know when you are ready, when you can hold space for those energies, and how to develop that readiness within yourself? Now, that is the subject of today's podcast, but it is important for you to think of as you are listening to this particular episode, a specific thing that has been troubling you in your life, something that you find undesirable, that is difficult, that you wish you could avoid. And what we would like you to do is to hold this energy, not the event, not the manifestation of how it shows up, but the energy in your mind. So we would like you to take a second right now, pause if you need more time, to just allow yourself to access the energy behind the thing that you do not desire in your life. That energy is what is important. As we have consistently spoken about over episodes, the physical format does not matter as much as the non-physical energy. It matters, we will not deny that. But it is really the focus on the non-physical energy that is the source of its creation that you need to focus on. So now that you have this energy in mind, what we would like you to do is to ask your soul right now how it feels about this energy. And just taking a moment to tune into your soul, pausing if you need, breathing, and just asking intuitively for whatever answer comes to you. That you have this additional perspective of your soul, you will understand that your soul has a very different perspective of undesirable energies than you do. So why would that be? Well, your soul, in its essence, understands that every energy has a purpose. Every energy has an intention, and that it may just be that it cannot collaborate with those intentions at this moment in time, nor does it want to. That it is something that is still useful, still has a purpose, still has its part within the larger plan, but it is something that your soul is not wanting to collaborate with right now. Alternatively, your soul may have said, oh, yes, we are ready to collaborate with that energy. We don't understand what your issue is with the format. That does happen as well, and we will admit that that can be very frustrating for humans because your soul says, we don't see what the holdup is here. And you say, but the format is wrong. The physical manifestation does matter to me. And that is okay as well. Your soul just has a very different perspective than you. It does not make it one way better or than another. Now that you have this perspective, what we would like you is to acknowledge where your soul has one perspective and you have a different perspective, and where those are not in concordance with each other. Now, to prepare and be ready to collaborate with these energies, to allow these energies to come into your field, what is required is that you get more in accordance with your soul's perspective. Now, your soul may still say this is not an energy that we wish to collaborate with in this particular lifetime, and that is okay. That means that in this lifetime, it is not an energy that you should be collaborating with because it is not your soul's intention, and that is fine. Your soul has designed certain things for you to go through. Now, the universe may be presenting those opportunities for an entirely different reason. And so reflecting on the energies behind the events that are happening and that your soul also sees them as undesirable, why is that? What is it that you and your soul must be working through together? That is also where your soul can evolve and change, and those lives and those events often require a greater capability, as we have talked about, in terms of the energy that you can hold. That yes, your soul can hold any energy and work with it, but it may be that in this lifetime, what you are doing, when that happens, is really going through a soul level transformation of growth. The event that you have in mind is unlikely to be one of those. It is likely that your soul says, we don't understand what the holdup is. This energy is just fine, and you're focused on the format. When this happens, the first step to do is to allow yourself to get in touch with that energy in its pure essence, without a format, without a manifestation, but allow yourself to create this energy from within yourself, because your soul says, there is nothing wrong with this energy. We find this energy quite desirable, or at least neutral. It is not something that we don't see the purpose in or that we wouldn't want to collaborate with. And so your soul can help bring this energy to your vessel, to your physical vessel at this point in time, because it can pull the energy from the non-physical and direct it to you in the physical. Your soul is capable in that way. And so you can create this energy within yourself and get into that mode of being in that energy. And that is when, at that point, you begin to understand that energy more intimately, because you are being that energy. And then when you are in that state of being over a perpetuated time of saying, I'm going to practice being this energy from time to time, you will notice that your perspective begins to shift and change, and that you come more into accordance with your soul. And so you then see the format and say, well, the format's not right. I would like a different format, but I understand that I could collaborate with this energy. And because you have begun to embody that energy, more opportunities for collaboration with different formats will begin to present themselves. And that is how you can prepare to open up to and collaborate with energies that you find undesirable. So right now, with this particular energy of how it is manifested in your mind, what we would like you to do is that after you are complete listening to this episode, set aside some small amount of time to ask your soul to create this energy within you, and just allow yourself to feel what it would feel like to embody this energy. Now, it may be something that feels a bit uncomfortable at first, because it is an energy that you have recognized in its format as undesirable, but your soul sees it as something desirable or neutral. So, in its essence, it is not an energy that you would view as dangerous or something that should be avoided. It is really that you are concerned solely with the format of how that is manifested into reality. And when you allow yourself to embody that energy by doing this practice a few times this week, you will notice that your attitude to the format changes. That instead of it being something that is a thorn in your side, of that you just cannot understand why it is this way, and it is very frustrating, that frustration will begin to alleviate some. That frustration will begin to dissipate, your perspective will change, and suddenly you will have a much more neutral perspective of what is occurring. And then allow yourself to notice the other ways that that energy is being presented to you, the different formats that are available for you to collaborate with it. And this is the way that you can begin to process these energies, collaborate with them, to surrender to what is happening outside of you. And as you do this over time and you find that your perspective has shifted, and then you have worked with some energies in these different formats that are more acceptable to you, when that format arises again that you find so undesirable, you will be able to work with it. You will be able to transmute that into something else. Now, we are not saying that you still won't see it as undesirable and still won't have a bit of consternation, not quite frustration, as that has been alleviated, but your perspective will have shifted. And when you become unreactive to it, of saying, it's here, it does not matter, I will collaborate with it one way or another, that is truly when you have come into a state of surrender with that energy, regardless of its format. And that is when you have truly made a lot of progress of coming into alignment with your soul and allowing yourself to be the expression of your soul. Now, you may also then begin to get excited. If your soul saw that energy as desirable, but you were very negative about it over time, you may begin to become excited about that energy showing up, even if it is in a format that you originally saw as undesirable. And you will notice a great change in this way of that you feel more capable of taking in any format as it arrives of this energy, to collaborate with it, to create, to transform, and to create the world that you truly desire. This is an adjustment of perspective and will take time. This is something that will take many months, if not years, for you to do. And it is a process you will repeat time and time and time again with different energies. But as you go through this process, your readiness, your capacity will expand, and then your capability will come fully online for you to be even more of a master of energy. We send you great love in this endeavor, and we are always here to support you with any questions that you have about using this technique in your own life. That is all. If this episode resonated with you and you're still feeling like, yeah, but it requires a lot of bravery, as a reminder, we do have our free Soul Brave course. It's a mini course on bravery featuring a bunch of channeled messages from Monty as well as a meditation that can help you start to work through bringing up these undesirable energies in yourself, because some of them are really, really hard and do require a large amount of bravery and some other resources. And don't forget, while your spirit team is always there and we can focus on the non-physical, as Monty has said in our previous episode, our physical vessel also has to be prepared too. So that may mean working with people in a very traditional sense of doing therapy or somatic work or things like that to help your vessel feel safe with these energies. That's something Monty didn't mention, but I wanted to highlight as well. We hope that you take us up on the offer of the free mini course of Soul Brave, because we do feel like it'll help you quite a lot. It helps me be able to process through these undesirable energies. So let us know if you have any more questions on working with undesirable energies, and we will see you in the next episode.